Zion, what up, man?
Just working on my game. What's up with you?
Today, I am very excited because I am here with a great celebrity. And that, my friends, is Jamad. But you might know him better as MP in NBA 2K23. Welcome to 2K TV.
Thank you for having me, man. What's up, bro? What up?
Good to see you again.
Always.
Besides shooting the scene with me, what was your best experience here at MoCap and shooting with all these great athletes?
I would say working with J. Cole. That was definitely one of the highlights for me. He's someone that I've grown up listening to. I remember like Sideline Story, just me going through my ebbs and flows and just trying to get off the sideline in my world. Trying to figure out acting and things like that. So like his work kind of like helped motivate me in my world.
And of course, as fans know, going through this year's My Career, you will come across a ton of NBA athletes. So what was some of your favorite moments from working with all these players?
T-Mac for sure. T-Mac, really, really cool guy. Super, super cool. His energy out the roof, super cool, funny. Devin Booker was really cool too. He's really intellectual, like super focused. Like that, he has a little bit of that Mamba mentality. A little bit, maybe have a lot of it. But him, Jalen Green, we shot with him after the slam dunk contest and All-Star Weekend, and that was a very interesting moment because, he didn't have the best performance in the slam dunk contest, but, he was a good sport and we just had a lot of good times.
Now talk about the timeline of shooting this, because I think a lot of fans wonder, what's the timeline look like for somebody who's portraying the role of a My Player that millions of fans are going to jump into,
Listen,
and become MP. So what's this timeline look like when you start shooting these scenes now?
Yeah, we started back in November of 2021, and we actually started on my birthday.
Oh,
November 2nd, yeah. So it was a pretty wild moment,
We've had this one circled on our calendar for a long time. Two teams that are clicking, and Greg playing great basketball.
Oh, yeah, and I've been looking forward to this one as well. It's going to be about limiting mistakes because the way these teams are playing, they're jumping on any mistake their opponent makes.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Their forwards, it's Hart and Grant. Gary Payton II is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Nurkic in at the pivot spot manning the middle. So the Portland Trail Blazers able to put the first points up on the board. Trent finds Van Vliet. Outside Porter. The three. They get it again. And the dunk by Barnes.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Now, here's Payton. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Three-pointer, Lillard. Barnes grabs the miss. The latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Earlier, I spoke with Chauncey Billups. He's looking for his guys to put up a terrific performance tonight, especially at the defensive end. He said, we want to use our length and athleticism to protect the rim and make it hard for shooters to get clean looks. This is the first meeting of the season between these two guys. We'll see how it comes out.
Appreciate it, DA. They'll be trying to lock it down defensively. Guys, what do you think?
If you want to avoid a run-and-gun type of situation, this is the approach you need to take.
Now, slowing the pace is easier said than done. How will they go about it?
Here's Van Vliet. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Count that one.
It's important that Siakam plays with confidence from there. I mean, when he does, the results are often like that one. And sometimes a trade is exactly what a player needs. And that was the case with Jusuf Nurkic.
Back in 2017, you remember, it was Jokic, Nurkic, back and forth. They were getting limited playing time, and then finally there was a trade that allowed Nurkic to get from Denver to Portland. He's kind of doubled up everything in terms of his production since then.
first one falls for him. You know, Greg Anthony, people talk about Jeremy Grant as a scorer, but what about his passing?
Significantly better moving the ball along. He's leaving no stone unturned as he looks to maximize his abilities.
And Grant drops them both. Greg, when you look at Toronto, they have a lot of length and defensive switchability.
They swarm opposing stars and tend to make it very difficult in those passing lanes. So a great profile for a modern NBA defense.
Trailblazers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Payton kicks to Hart. Good on the three-point shot.
You can't afford to let Hart get going from deep. He's ready to shoot it when given the opportunity.
Van Vliet passes to Porter. And stolen by Payton. Hart with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Hart against Barnes. Grant for three. That shot off. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Porter looking it over. Jacks up a three. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
And not where he earns his money, that three-point shot. But he's a good shooter from that range if he's got space.
Takes a three. Rebound by the Raptors.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Siakam. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And give Siakam the hoop and the harm on that one. And since being drafted back in 2016, he's really improved that upper body strength. And you watch the way that Siakam plays. It can get you in the open court or in half-court sets. Great forward who gives you a little bit of everything.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Anunoby, he's checked in for Scotty Barnes. Porter comes in for Porter. And Flynn subbed in for Trent.
Find the lane. One shot.
And for Siakam, Greg, he almost epitomizes the modern forward.
And that's not to say he's the best forward, but he displays all the skills you now expect from that position. Solid player who any team would love to have.
Now, here's Simon. We saw him with 19 points his last outing.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
The Raptors making a switch here. Achiuwa's checked in. Last game for the Raptors, they picked up the W against the Knicks.
Well, they came into that game looking to be physical, looking to control the boards, and they succeeded.
Well, the last time it was about feeding off of the glass and getting rebounds to ignite the offense, and that came up big for them. Great opportunity.
Some changes. Siakam is checked in for Achiuwa. Scotty Barnes comes in for Porter. And Porter subbed in for Flynn. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Eubanks. Grant comes in for Nasir Little. Josh Hart, he's checked in for Anthony Simons. And Gary Payton has subbed in for Damian Lillard. On the floor for Portland, they've got Grant. Payton is out there with Josh Hart. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Watford into the four-man position.
Second team foul.
And here in the second, with about a minute and a half gone by, time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. The great one in that last game against New York was outstanding. He scored 45 points, and he got those points as he always does, knocking down shots from beyond the arc. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
They're going up against a team that had no answer for him. We'll see if it plays out the exact same way here tonight.
Raptors leading by 8. Van Vliet passes to Porter. Takes the 3. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Kind of like playing in the rec league, little to no defense on that possession, and the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
Here's Hart. Good D by Siakam.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space, just clanked it.
And we see Portland revamping on the fly. A lot of changes. But it's not a rebuild. This new look roster hoping to keep the Blazers relevant while also giving them a greater upside long term.
Grant kicks to Payton. The Trailblazers working the ball around now. Offensive rebound. Hart. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Hart's got 5.
Well, he takes care of salvaging that possession for the offense by getting on the offensive glass.
Porter, no luck. Trailblazers trail by 11. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Yeah, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
And the all-around game of Siakam, so adept at working the ball to open guys.
Cramp the pass to Nurkic. Hart against Porter. Shot from 12. Hart, no good.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Anunoby kicks to Porter. Launches it. And the 3 ball is good. Porter's got 6 points in the quarter.
Pretty much poor defensive effort there. You have to get a hand in his face when he's spotting up from distance.
And here we go. Fast break. Barnes has got it. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. And the Raptors lead by 18. Breaking down some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Raptors.
Right off the bat, they're going after the ball, looking to jump into the passing lanes and create some steals in transition.
Well, they really cashed in on the break. I mean, it feels like they're hungry to get out, they're hungry to run, and they're not passing up any chances to leak out the score.
Brent, did you have any superstitions when you played in the NBA?
Not so much, Kevin. I really had more routine, and if I got off my routine, I might be a little bit nervous, but nothing superstitious and I can recall.
Chris Boucher's checked in for Toronto. The Trailblazers making a switch here. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for Portland. They trail by 18. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. Out to the right wing. Grant surveying the D. Lock at 6. Lillard outside. They can't stop the run with that one.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And finished off by Porter.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Porter against Payton. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Yeah, no stopping him on that play. Sometimes even the taller defenders are helpless to stop him.
Here's Lillard. That one's not going to go. Great D that time from Van Vliet.
And if you're looking for the main reason that they're trailing in this game, look no further than his shooting. I mean, he has hit exactly 0% of his shots.
Lillard, the pass to Eubanks. Lillard against Van Vliet. Here's Grant. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got his 5th rebound in this one. And finished off by Porter.
And great find by Van Vliet. He's in control of this offense and generally makes good decisions.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Lillard, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And Van Vliet picks one up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Trailblazers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Taking 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And Lillard loves the responsibility on a nightly basis as the leader of this team to get out there and set the tempo for what they're trying to do.
And both free throws good for Damian Lillard. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the half. Outside Flynn. Passes it to Boucher. The shot's good on the assist by Flynn. Flynn's got 3 assists now in this one.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, just really pouring it on right now, trying to take away the opposition's motivation to keep competing in this one.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Toronto ahead, opening up a huge gap. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the 3rd quarter. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from the Great One.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
This is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Inside for him, it's Barnes and Siakam. Van Vliet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. And it's Porter at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, the Blazers missed the playoffs last season for the first time in almost a decade. Coach Billups says, it's been a lot here so far, but I just know that I'm built for this. This is what I do, and it gives me the opportunity to stand up as a man to show that I can lead. I'm ready for it. Kevin?
I think he is, and he's embracing the challenge, which is fun to watch. David, thanks.
Josh Hart won't always have his shot falling, but the hustle is there, and a great energy guy with major impact on the floor.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Lillard with it. His offensive numbers jump right off the screen at you. He's averaging over 29 points a game. Inside, here's Payton. It's Hart on the wing. Payton trying to get open. Hart, that's good. Hart's got 10 points in the game. And for Josh Hart, he's a fan favorite because of his hustle.
And that can go a long way in the NBA. Hart looks like a typical 3-and-D player, but he also has that intangible of igniting the team.
Toronto calls timeout.
And coaches looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Got to feel good as a coach if you make all those adjustments. Pull the right strings. That's what they love to do.
Birch is checked in for Pascal Siakam. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Van Vliet kicks to Porter. Pass to Birch. Back to Porter. Rebounded by Hart.
Yeah, just the first miss of the half there. They have to be having 3 of 4 to start it off.
On the basket by Payton.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Raptors leading by 22. Van Vliet passes to Porter. And falls. Great assist by Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 5 assists in the game. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. To the paint. And it's to that. Here's Barnes. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement. The Raptors are only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then.
Here's Payton. And he lays it straight in. Payton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
Trent kicks to Van Vliet. There's Porter with the 3. And again, Toronto with the triple. A lot of change. Toronto is without some of the key pieces from that title team, and it wasn't that long ago. But, Greg, they haven't had to go through a full rebuild. There are some remaining parts.
Listen, the talent they have is still undeniable, and they've got a good mix of young up-and-comers and players in the prime of their career.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And a couple years ago, the NBA played with a 72-game schedule. Think the NBA will ever shorten the number of games long-term and go back to that number?
I don't know, Kevin, but this idea of the mid-season tournament seems to be gaining more and more traction, and there's a lot more interest in what it would do to the competitiveness of the middle part of the season. And I think we're all for something like that, where something's on the line, and we see guys elevated in that element.
Achua, he's checked in for the Raptors. OG Anunoby comes in for Porter. Portland also making some changes. Eubanks, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Nasir Little comes in for Josh Hart. And it's Simons in for Gary Payton. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Brent, Nasir Little has certainly been stepping up lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, some nice progression from him and taking on more responsibility for this team. Obviously, with star players out, the coaching staff's going to lean on some of their younger players, and that might accelerate the growth. Nasir Little certainly took a lot of pride in being an energy guy and a defender last year, and that's going to bode well for his foundation.
And the first one drops.
On average, 4 to 6 coaching changes happen after every regular season, and in 2021 the Trailblazers parted ways with their coach after 9 seasons, and Chauncey Billups was brought in as their new leader.
Porter's checked in for Ken Birch. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Well, we know, Brett, the Blazers front office really seems to like Coach Chauncey Billups. They feel he brings a certain toughness to that team.
Yeah, the accountability part is what they lean on with Chauncey, and obviously a great connection in the point guard mentality between Chauncey and Damian Lillard, but immediately a lot of respect given to him because of how he carried himself in his career. So it's been a welcome change for the organization, and we'll see if they can build upon last year.
And Lillard kicks to Simons. Back to Lillard. Rebound by the Raptors.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Anunoby. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Anunoby's got 9.
And what an assured player. Anunoby believes in his ability to shoot the ball off the catch.
The pass to Simons. Back to Lillard. Down low. Portland needs to get off a shot. Portland no good that time either.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in.
And Lillard kicks to Simons. 6 to shoot. And he banks in the layup. Simons has got his second. And Portland has possession on the court for the Trailblazers. Nurkic the pivot with Grant at the other post spot. Gary Payton II is out there with Anthony Simons. And it's Hart in at the 3, the small forward. That's a 2 from Simons. Gomez grabs the miss.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And that one's good by Porter.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up.
And for Portland, they're shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Here's Payton, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
That was a second look at our Mobile One drive. Amazing control on display.
And I just love his competitiveness he's showing there. Team might be down, but a drive like that could spark them.
It's Porter outside, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
And the dunk by Grant.
Simons playing unselfish. That's going to help this team get in a great rhythm.
Toronto's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Gomez passes to Porter. Toronto working the ball around now. To the middle. Boucher finds Porter. Yes, that goes in. That's 29 points for the Great One.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Confidence is sensational, and it feels like no one is going to stop him tonight from scoring.
Payton against Porter. Three-pointer. No good from Payton.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
No good from Gomez. And so Payton will bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. And Boucher sends it back. Porter kicks to Birch. Back to Porter. Pass to Flynn. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Porter's got 6 assists now in the game. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Raptors.
They made a point to protect the rim, challenging shots all game long, and the block total is off the charts.
Well, something else that has stood out is their up-tempo offense. I mean, these guys have been on the track all game long. They're creating high-percentage looks, getting out there on the fast break.
Here's Birch. That one good for 2. Birch has got his first points of the game.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Passes it to Simons. Fires the 3. Portland again missing.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Porter, and finished off by Porter.
That's the guy they're going to keep going to, as they should. The lead's only going up if they keep feeding him.
Portland's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Outside, Payton. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. To end the run, hits the three-point bomb. Payton's got 5 points now in the quarter.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Gomez finds Porter. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And for record scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Hernan Gomez against Hart. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Well, Greg, analysts evaluate player performances on the floor, and sometimes we've seen the players fire back. They're not happy with the criticism.
You know, it's a risk you take, but if you treat everyone with kid gloves, you're really not doing your job. The audience expects a level of honesty, and quite frankly, players don't mind you criticizing their game. It's when those critiques become personal.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Achua, he's checked in for Ken Burch. Young is subbed in for Chris Boucher.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
And you look at the young talent the Blazers have, a nice young core group that can grow. Simon's the big name from that group.
They get the rebound. Toronto's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. There's Porter at the 3. Oh, good on that one. And the Trailblazers going the other way. And Simons and Little Greg, a pair of names Portland fans are definitely excited about.
And they've shown that they can be valuable players. Portland got a lot younger with the trades they made last year. Now they have to have that youth develop.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Raptors.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out these kind of punishments.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for the Great One.
That's amazing defense from him. Seemed to know exactly when to pounce on the passing lanes and predictive steals.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
And here's Brown. Here's Sharp. No good on the triple. 16 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Flynn the pass to Porter. Beyond the arc. Portland grabs the miss. Now Hart. And so Toronto takes this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. See you later.
Do you think your college coach would be proud of the way you were dropping dimes all over the court tonight? Yeah, coach sent me a text after the game. You know, he was really happy with our passing tonight. We shared a ball like that. We're a tough team to beat. Well, you know what they say, sharing is caring, and you in particular were throwing some pretty audacious passes. Where did that come from?
We got a bunch of great athletes on this team. You know, guys can go up and get the ball, even if it's a lob or whatever. Whatever. Even if it's not a perfect pass, you know, they're catching radiuses like rain balls out there. But it makes it a lot easier for you to look good.
Well, you did look good tonight. Good game.
Never let it. Oh, no, it's not scam like me.